All right, bellicon family, I am Faith. I am most excited about our guest today, Dustin, reporting from Los Angeles. Dustin Ripkens, I am going to let you introduce yourself, and maybe in your introduction, you could tell us like where you're from originally and where you're living now and what you do for bellicon.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Faith, for having me. Hi, bellicon family. Super excited to be here. And I'm just excited to talk a little bit more about the business side of bellicon today, what's possible for all the gym owners and anyone who wants to be a bellicon instructor. So we're going to dive into that topic a little deeper today. But I am from Germany, born and raised, but I'm living in Los Angeles right now for the past 13 years already, which is crazy. It's already 13 years. I've been with bellicon since 2021, so 4 years now. I started off as an instructor, and then I became a master instructor. I'm shooting for bellicon Plus, our online platform. And for the past year and a half now, roughly nearly 2 years, I've been working at the capacity of an ambassador. That's really my title, but I'm helping out here in Los Angeles and really in all America and Canada to be the point person for anyone who's interested in bringing bellicon to their gyms, or for any instructors who want to get educated and want to know like what kind of class format is right for me to teach, and where can I do it.
Amazing. Dustin and I had a little too much fun together on our last bellicon Plus shoot. Like, I feel like we've known each other for a lot longer than we have. So I'm really excited to have you today, especially just because of that experience. It was so fun. So I feel like when I talk to studios, they don't know that we have somebody in the ground in LA who is opening up, helping to launch these classes and working with studios. So if you are a studio nationwide, let's start with that, because I think a lot of people will be watching this anywhere within US and Canada. What would be the first thing to do, the first sort of like jump off point to reach out if you want to bring bellicon classes to your studio?
Absolutely. Yeah. So the first point is to reach out to me, mostly via email. And then after that, I will email you back, and most likely we'll jump on a call and we will just discuss what are you looking for, right? Like, what kind of gym are you? What is your size of your gym? And then what kind of equipment do you need, right? Because we have two different kind of bellicons. We have round one and hexagonal ones. For 99% of the time, we suggest for gym owner the hexagonal one, because this is just the biggest platform and is the most user friendly for gyms, and they're stackable, which is really exciting. And a lot of gyms are afraid, hey, I have a small gym or we don't have space. So we can have tons and tons of bellicons where we can come and say, hey, the hexagonal ones you can actually stack up. So you only need like 55 inches of space all around, which is very exciting. So we jump on a phone call, we discuss what's best for you, and then we put a proposal together. You can look over all the details, and once you're ready to rock, we ship the equipment. And this is really just the equipment part, right? But what the cool thing is we are non-stop or one-stop shop, right? So that means that we don't offer just the equipment. We also offer any kind of like extra tools, from like balls to bands to shadow boxing equipment, which is really cool. So any accessories you need, we have as well. But even more important, we also offer the instructors an education so that you can feel like, hey, I don't have equipment and I don't know what to do with it because I don't have any instructors who can teach it. No, we also have an academy which you can either do online, or if you're in the greater Los Angeles area or you want to fly into Los Angeles a few times a year, we offer in-person certifications where you can come to and do it in person over a weekend. And we may dive deeper into that topic too. And then last but not least, the third leg, which is so important, is marketing, right? So we also offer a commercial license where you can use our branding. We have templates for any digital use, flyers, social media, so that you feel like, hey, I really have everything I need. The equipment, I have the teacher education, and I have those commercial licenses where I can use the branding, and I already have pre-made templates where I can just plug in my information.
Amazing. So it's like turnkey basically. And the course is 2 days, right? For the jumping or the health in person, and then the online course you could do at your own pace, right? So somebody could buy it and just pace through it. And I want to mention too, just because I was a little bit tiny involved with this, like minuscule, like 5%, but the courses are ACE and NASM certified. So for those of you who need continuing education credits, it's just a great little add-on to your personal training or your group fitness. So, would you say what is the class experience like for a gym? Do you have to be super fit? Can people who are just like brand new to rebounding do it? Would you say it encompasses all levels? Like, how would you just describe the experience? We have to just insert a little like clip of a class at the end of this. We'll do that too. But I feel like, what would be the target group, if you will, for these classes?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to back up just really fast because I want to tell you that we have 5 different formats because I think that's really important, right? We have bellicon jumping, which is
Yep.
NASM and ACE approved, so you can get your credentials. We have bellicon health, but then we also have what we call workshops, bellicon interval. We have bellicon meets shadow boxing. If you like boxing, it's super, super fun. The interval is more a combination of cardio and strength training. And then we also soon are coming up with bellicon bar. So it's in the making. It's going to be released very, very soon. And this is very exciting, right? Because we also have a lot of Pilates and yoga studios, which then can integrate, and bar studios integrate the bar aspect into their studio. But the atmosphere and who is this really for? It's really for anyone. And I feel like we're living in a time where we see fitness everywhere. You can get it from anywhere online through apps, on the gyms, right? Like wherever you go, you can find fitness. So I feel like people sometimes also get exhausted by the same old, right? Not that there's anything wrong with it, and fitness overall is fantastic, but we offer just something exciting, something new on a rebounder. So when you go to a group class, you can really feel the energy. You can feel how exciting it is. If you remember when you were a kid jumping on maybe a ballet, not a ballicon, but a trampoline in the backyard or so, how exciting and fun it was. Bring this back as an adulthood. I think sometimes as adults, we just crave being a kid again sometimes. Um, right? So going into a class where no matter if it's a cardio class, like a bellicon jumping class, or more like of a boxing or more of a strength cardio class, it is just so much fun. And you just see the people smiling in class while also, being exhausted in a good way. So instead of just going running or running on a treadmill or biking, spinning and stuff, they're all fun as well. But doing it on a bellicon, A, is way more joint friendly, and B, you just have so much fun.
I think it gives you such a niche too, because I remember I used to own a Pilates studio in Chicago for years. And when we added rebounding, and then when we added the Bellicons to it, it was like gave us this niche in the market that nobody else had. And so it was really cool because people would come and they're like, what is this? And then they loved it. And then it was like we went from having 10 Bellicons to 15 Bellicons to 20 Bellicons, from 5 classes to 10 to 15 to 20, and it was just this event that ended up happening and sparking up. So yeah, if you're looking to like stand out a little bit, it'll do that for you. We're still that niche, which is really cool. So what I'm curious, because I just like a lot of people will be working with you for Bellicon Academy and for getting into the studios. What's your story? Like, how did you stumble across rebounding? Because I feel like everybody's story of how they found rebounding is always like something. It's an event.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, what you said, rebounding really, it is so unique, especially in America, right? In Europe, we already have over 1,700 gyms who
Crazy.
offer it successfully, and huge events, hundreds of people coming together, jumping together, which is so fun. And I think this is where we're heading in America and Canada as well. So I just want to point out, if you're a gym, ask yourself, how many studios do you know in your area who offers rebounding? Most likely not many yet, which then gives you a big advantage, right? So you want to be one of the first. But how I found it. So in my 20s, I moved really out from Germany to Los Angeles because I wanted to be a dancer. I danced
Yep.
in my 20s all over. I toured all over. which was super, super fun. But fitness has always been a part of my life. So while I was dancing, I taught group fitness classes. Then I taught at this bar studio talking about how, trampoline can be really anywhere. I taught at this boutique bar studio who then decided to bring trampolines in. So then I got really quickly educated in how to teach trampoline rebounding classes. At that time, it wasn't bellicon yet. And I started teaching them. As the background as me at being a dancer really helped as well. Being, beat driven, I always love a good beat driven workout. I started teaching then. And then, funny enough, throughout the pandemic, our colleague Julia von Kaldekerken, she saw one of my rebounding posts on social media and said, "Oh my God, we need you. We need your energy. We love you. Would you, come and teach for our online platform?" So then, through talking to her in 2021, I started teaching in for bellicon plus, which is our online platform. First it started in our living room since we were in quarantine and we weren't
I
allowed to go
remember. I think
anywhere.
you got to where I live. I remember it was the middle of COVID. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when everything opened up a little bit again, I came out to you and we shot
Yeah.
together
Yeah.
professionally with like a film team.
Yeah.
And so since 2021, I've been with Bellicon, and yeah, now
Gosh,
we're shooting here
you're
in Los
wrong.
Angeles every 6 months, with a bunch of trainers, and you came out last time, so yeah, it really has
Oh, that's
evolved.
awesome. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. So I think my last question is, I got a lot of people saying, like, do I have to be a trainer before I take this course, or does this count as the trainer course? What would you, yeah, like, could you give some insight for that? Because it's a common question I get when people are thinking about taking a Bellicon course.
Absolutely, yeah. I think so. When we talk about courses, we call it Bellicon Academy. So if you ever go on our website and you're like, "What am I looking for?" You're looking for Bellicon Academy, and we offer it online and in person. And you don't really need to be a trainer to do the course. What I would say is you want to have a decent amount of fitness experience, even just as a client and as an enthusiast, right? Like if you've never done any fitness before, you may gonna struggle through this course. But if you have, even just as a participant, like you've done classes before, you feel like you have pretty good form, great. Then also you want to understand music a little bit. Like if you feel like, hey, I can hold a beat and I can dance, when I'm at a wedding or so, I can feel the beat and dance to it. Great. That's all you need to know. If you feel like, oh my God, I really don't know the beat, it will make it harder for you. It doesn't say it's impossible, but I would say if you have some basics in fitness just as a participant and you feel like I can hold a beat at a wedding when I'm dancing, great. You can definitely be a part of it. Um, because the course is really designed to give you all the tools you need to be successful as a trainer, from learning about music, learning about fitness, learning about our steps, learning how to cue and talk to your participants in class. So we really give you everything you need to be successful.
Awesome. And the last thing I have to share with everybody is, and I'm sure, Dustin, you've experienced this with some of the studios in LA too, but I had several other rebounders before I got to Bellicon at my studio, and they were breaking, they were squeaky, and the class experience, I'm not just saying this because I work for Bellicon now, this is how it brought me to Bellicon. It was such a different class experience for my clients, the way the impact was, the way the bounce felt, the way the beat felt, until I got these. And then I invested in them finally at my studio. And it was like my classes were filling and the quality was there. I didn't have to replace everything as much. I mean, you do have to, there is a certain wear on the bungees, depending on how many classes you have, that every few years you'll have to swap them out, which was kind of fun because I got to change the colors. But there really was such a difference. And we had the T-bars for safety. So for studios who were like, I don't know if it's worth the investment, like I can tell you as a former studio owner, yes, because I wasted thousands of dollars on other brands that were breaking. And I think I also wasted time with my trainers and with my clients. So it really changes your experience. So, what that's worth, I'm sure you've had that happen too in LA with certain gyms where people can feel the difference on these compared to other rebounders. So
Yeah, absolutely. It's the premium experience, right? Like we always have the choices in our lives, what we're going for a Toyota or a BMW or Porsche. And that's the similar situation here with rebounders. All companies doing their best and doing great work. And it's just a decision on who you like to go with. If you like that premium experience, really offering the best to your clients, then bellicon is here, and we're really at this unique point where we offer everything you need, again, from the equipment to the class formats and teaching your instructors how to teach them, to all the digital marketing materials and branding that you need, so that you have really everything in one, which is very exciting. And one thing I want to point out is, if you are in the greater Los Angeles area in SoCal, you have the option in either buying or what we call kind of like renting. Is like a subscription based packages where you don't need to purchase them. You can actually subscribe and you get an amount of trampolines, you get an amount of certifications, an amount of your assets, your digital assets. So it's more a subscription based, if that's of your interest.
that's awesome. And most importantly, you get to talk to Dustin and work with our team. They're fun, so much fun.
Thank you. Yes.
That's the best part. Thank you, Dustin. I am so grateful to have you as part of our team and just doing this work to get the word out to studios. And it's so wild to think, we have a great team worldwide, but you're really like at the forefront in LA of pushing this. So thank you for your work and your passion for rebounding. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, we will put contact info at the end of this video. So reach out. And nationwide, Canada as well, reach out. Even if you're not here in the States or Canada, like shoot us a message, because we have a team worldwide. If you watch this in another country too, we can most likely support you in some way. So thank you, Dustin. Air hug.
Thank you, Faith, and thank you everyone for watching it. And as you said, bellicon is just a big family. It's super fun, and we're in close contacts with our gyms and our trainers. Who, a lot of the trainers, especially here in LA, they're my friends too, or we became friends. So it's a good old family. So thank you so much for your time and for watching.
All right. Bye.